Hi everyone, Jon Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, with another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So I have a couple of quick things I wanted to talk to you about today. COVID, of course, is our first subject, as has been for the last 2 years. And indeed, we are coming up on the 2-year mark of the pandemic. It was in March of 2020 that it became evident to us that we were dealing with something serious, and that began really the time in which we started to respond to the crisis. And it's been a long 2 years, of course, and there's been tremendous loss along the way. We in New Bedford have worked very hard, our city government, and as well as healthcare providers and so many more have worked very hard to keep people and their families safe. And I'm proud, I was proud this week to have the opportunity to thank a lot of those who were involved in the fray from the beginning. Their work, to my mind, saved lives in the city and mitigated the economic disruption brought by the pandemic. This wasn't an effort, I'll hasten to add, to take a victory lap. The pandemic is not over, not by a long stretch. COVID will be with us for a long time, but we think and we hope that it has become much more manageable now. So managing COVID means, among other things, knowing that people will continue to need to get their booster shots, especially the elderly, especially the vulnerable. And again, don't take my word for it. Talk to your doctor about this or any other medication, obviously. The other thing we have to consider too is that there may be flare-ups in the future. Next Thanksgiving, for instance, right? Just as we've had in the last couple of Thanksgivings, we've had these big surges. So too may it be this coming Thanksgiving. If that happens, then we just have to be prepared to take some measures, the ones that we've been accustomed to, the social distancing and the mask wearing and so forth. But most of all, it has become a matter of our applying common sense to the given situation. Know that we in city government will stay on top of things, will provide you the information that you and your family need, and we'll be ready in case something happens. And I hope it doesn't, but if it does, we'll be ready. The second quick thing I want to talk about is the COVID relief. So the federal government, Congress, passed a bill last March providing the so-called American Recovery Plan Act, and otherwise known as ARPA, to provide funding to cities around the country to jumpstart their economies and get things going. Right now, we have not begun to spend that money because we're waiting on the city council to accept it, which is just a simple vote by the city council to receive the funds. City councils across the United States have done this, and the reality is that we are late. We are working very hard to understand the city council's concerns, and we'll continue to keep them sensitized to the need to get the funds out, whether it's for things that we've identified based on surveys from the public, like housing, like parks, like healthcare, all these things that we want to be investing in, we can once the money is released. So, we hope that the City Council will turn to this next week as it meets in Finance Committee, and we'll look forward to working with the Council if they're able to make that happen, because we do need to start investing those precious funds. With all that, this has been the Mayor's Weekly Update. I'll see you next week.
My father instilled in me the commitment to hard work. He came to this country from Michoacan as a farm worker. My mother and my father had COVID early on. In order to stay safe and be around our players and my family, I took the vaccine. An hour after, I got a workout in. I may not be anybody in this world, but when people have an interaction with me, I provide my best. Maya is 5 years old. We coach her. Others are important. Believe in health and loving other people. That's what we do.